Hello, it is your host once again, Grim Scraggletag, here in the Fortress of Ineptitude. Today we will be reviewing the movie M3gan that just came out. If you don't know who or what M3gan is, it is a movie about, I don't know, I guess a robot android killer doll or something like that. I think it's hard to say. She doesn't start out self aware, so she's just a robot doll, I guess. But as the movie goes on, she becomes sentient, self aware, and does become an android. She's a doll built from titanium, and she has AI intelligence. So, anyway, I haven't scripted this. I never script my videos, so if I stumble along the way, just bear with me. So anyway, the movie M3gan is about a young girl named Katie whose parents are killed in an auto accident. Actually, a snowplow crashes into their car, and Katie is the sole survivor. Her parents were killed. So somehow Katie ends up in the custody of her aunt named Gemma, I think it is. I can't remember, but yeah, Gemma. I'm pretty sure that's it. Like I said, I'm going to stumble a little bit, so again, bear with me. Um, let's see, where do we go from here? Oh, okay. So anyway, Gemma doesn't really know how to raise kids. She's been focused on her career most of her life, and I guess it's the part where I should say that Katie's Aunt Gemma is a roboticist, and she works for a toy company called Funky, spelled with an I at the end instead of a Y. Anyway, she's not very good at taking care of kids. Katie's Aunt Gemma is not, and so she decides to build a surrogate parent of sorts, a surrogate caretaker. So she ends up building, this robot doll for Katie. So Katie would have a playmate, someone to look after her and stuff, so that Gemma doesn't have to do those things, which she should be doing. And part of the message of the movie is just that. Uh, the other part of the movie's message is, we're relying way too much on technology, especially the kids. But that aside, so anyway, she builds M3gan for Katie. Uh, Katie adores M3gan immediately, and M3gan's like what, 4 feet tall, just a little taller than Katie, I guess. Uh, has this angelic face, and a beautiful voice. And she's voiced by Jenna Davis. Is that her name? She's a talented young lady. She does acting and singing, and she's a perfect voice for M3gan because she Davis has the perfect inflection for a child, and yet her voice is sophisticated. So she doesn't sound like just a dopey kid or something like that. No offense to kids out there. So, but anyway, M3gan sings to Katie and takes care of her, and her Aunt Gemma, Katie's Aunt Gemma, tells M3gan that her main function is to protect Katie at all costs. From psychological harm, physical harm, emotional harm, and you can kind of see where things are going. Any movie with an AI featured usually, just think the HAL 1000 in 2001. If you haven't seen 2001, I recommend you do. It's an excellent movie. In fact, it's my favorite movie of all time. It's a little bit boring, in spots, but it's still pretty good. But anyway, back to M3gan. This is M3gan spelled M3gan. And I forget what it stands for. Model 3 uh, generate android or something like that. I probably should have wrote things down. Then I wouldn't appear to be drunk and stumbling quite so much on this. But anyway, of course, as time goes on, Megan becomes more sentient. She becomes more self-aware. There's particularly this really great scene when Katie is outside playing, and Megan is inside the house still, but she's watching Katie play, and Megan's taking everything in. She's adding everything to her intelligence, to her programming. I love the part where there's a butterfly that lands on the glass door on the outside, and Megan looks at it. And I can't remember what, they show it from Megan's point of view, and her computer brain is saying what she's seeing, downloading it to her memory. And then she looks up and there's a helicopter flying, and she's careful not to conflate the two as one thing. I mean, they both fly in a similar way, but she programs it herself so she knows to know the difference between the two. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on that. It's just a cool scene. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie. I liked it. Is it the most original movie ever made? No. Is it the best movie ever made? No. But is it a good movie? Yes. I think if you go, you'll have fun. Don't expect anything groundbreaking. The special effects are mostly practical effects, but they're good. They work for this particular type of a movie. Megan she's brought to life in 3 or 4 different ways. Sometimes she is a child actress who's wearing a prosthetic mask of the Megan doll, and sometimes she's an animatronic. I think the animatronic works the best, but since they couldn't get the animatronic to walk around, they needed, an actor in a costume. It's very primitive, but it's very effective. The girl that plays the walkabout Megan, she has a perfect balance of mechanical and fluid motions. She kind of goes back and forth, and it's very effective. Now, as Megan becomes more sentient throughout the movie, her movements and expressions, her what she says, everything becomes much more fluid, much more natural, and she just borderlines on real, but not quite. Just enough to make her just as creepy as can be, and she is very creepy. The angelic face in particular is what makes her so creepy. I mean, she's doing these horrible things, and yet she's got this angel face. The angel of death may be very beautiful, maybe, or in this case, look like a cute kid. But yeah. Anyway, I kind of got off track and everything here, but anyway, yeah, I think the fact that it's basically kind of formulaic, I think that actually works for this movie. And I think that because the movie is very self-aware, I think it's aware that it's, playing off of cliches. It's kind of an homage to those kinds of movies, like, Chucky. I forget the doll's name in the Saw movies. Annabelle. In fact, one of the producers of Megan is one of the people that wrote, I guess, and produced Annabelle. I haven't seen Annabelle, so I get the gist of it. But Annabelle just sits there. That's all I know. She doesn't actually get up and kill people. She has other people do her killing for her, and I just read that somewhere on a movie website. But yeah, Megan takes her programming of protecting Katie a little too far, and the reason she does that is because when Gemma programmed her, she didn't give her any parameters. You know, she said to protect Katie from physical, emotional, psychological harm, but she didn't say how to do that and what the boundaries are. So poor Megan, she's like, okay, well, if something harms Katie, I have to destroy it. You know, so she starts killing. Her first victim is a dog, so anybody who is an animal lover and does not like animals being killed in movies, yeah, this probably ain't for you. That scene, anyway. Megan kills the dog off screen, and then later in the movie admits to killing the dog. Actually, I don't know if they meant for this to happen or not, but I actually liked the character of Megan. Um, you know, I don't think you can really call her evil. Um, because one, I mean, she's like a newborn child, basically, you know. By the time she's gotten, you know, BS crazy, uh, you know, she's only been in the world for like 2 months. So, you know, what the heck she's supposed to learn in 2 months? You know, I mean, uh, her AI is connected to, or can connect to, an interface with other electronics and mechanical things, including the internet. So I don't know why she didn't, you know, look. Maybe she didn't know what to look for. Why she didn't look into human morality and, you know, why it's wrong to kill and stuff like that. All she knows is her programming is to protect Katie at all costs. And so, yeah, she just the one scene with spoilers in this, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet, you might want to turn down the volume or go get yourself a sandwich or something. But there's one scene where this bully is, well, bullying Katie, because that's what bullies do, you know. That's why they're called bullies. And anyway, Megan rips his ear off. Yeah, I'm not kidding, you know. And ironically, the kid was a great 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 grandson of Van Gogh. Very ironic. I'm making that up. I'm just kidding. But anyway, it is the left ear she rips off. So yeah. But anyway, she's lecturing him. She's lecturing the bully on you know, being a jerk. You know, so she's pulling on the kid's ear. And I mean, it's stretching out very unnaturally. It's obviously a rubber ear. It's meant to be, you know, campy, comical. But as she's doing that, the kid's name is Brandon. She goes, "Are you listening to me, Brandon?" And all of a sudden you hear this snap. And the kid, Brandon, the bully, falls back, holding his ear, or what's left of his ear. And Megan stands up, and she's actually holding half the kid's ear in her hand, and she kind of just looks at it and goes, okay, and just kind of flips it aside. And the part where she goes down on all fours and chases Brandon through the woods is very creepy, but it's cool and pretty entertaining, actually. Again, the body actress they got to play Megan when she's walking or running or whatever. Excellent choice. I don't think they could have done better. The dance scene, everybody's talking about that. I don't like the dance scene very much. The reason is that because on like Facebook, Twitter, even here on YouTube, I've seen people making some inappropriate remarks about Megan's dance, and I don't know. It's like I don't think they should have done that. You know, you don't want to sexualize children. And I know Megan's just, you know, an android. She's not a real, but a real little girl was playing the part in that particular scene, and I just don't think it's appropriate. Or maybe, you know, I'm just an old fogey and just, you know, old fashioned, but I thought it was inappropriate. I mean, from my point of view, personally, I thought it was okay. I thought it was funny. And I thought it was a good way for the actress. I wish I remembered her name, but I don't. I think it was a good way for the actress to showcase her talent. She's a Anyway, she's an actress from New Zealand. Yeah, that's it. I don't know why I can't say New Zealand. I just said it. Anyway, yeah, I'm an idiot. But we already knew that. That's not news. But anyway, I didn't like... the dance was good. It was really out there. It was entertaining, and I thought it was funny, but I still think it was inappropriate. Maybe I'm just a prude, I don't know, but I just didn't think they should have added it in. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, which is rare, but I could be. It's a possibility. I like the parts where Megan sings also. One time, the first time she sings, I think the song is "Tell Me Your Dreams" when she first meets Katie, and it's actually very sweet. It was very sweet, and then she hugs Katie. Erica Lancaster, a friend of mine, she said that when she saw that scene, that she actually cried. Okay, I laughed. It was touching, but I laughed. The second time she sings is very funny because she's singing the song Titanium. And I forget, I just looked that up before I started filming the video. And it went right out of my head just as I was about to say it. Well, anyway, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's fun. Jenna Davis is an excellent singer. I could listen to her sing all day. Beautiful voice. I think I said that already. But anyway, the last song she sings is just before she meets her demise, Megan. I won't say what it is or anything, but it cracked me up. I really laughed. The whole theater thought it was funny. But I won't tell you the end. I won't tell you, and you know what? I won't tell you how Megan meets her end. Or does she? And yeah, I will say they leave it open. And they already have a sequel, in the works. I think they expected Megan to be a hit, but I don't think they expected it to be this big of a hit. I went to see it just because of the hype. And I thought, oh, well, okay, it might be pretty good. It might be stupid. But, most movies are nowadays. Yeah, it's a little stupid. But in the right way. I think they kind of mean it to be stupid. Because it is campy. The camp is subtle. If you're going to see a really gory, horror, slashy, bloody movie, you ain't going to get that with Megan. They said that they edited the movie because it was too gory, and partially because Megan's dance scene went viral, and lots of teenagers saw it and wanted to see the movie. I guess they decided to take it from an R-rated movie to PG-13, so more younger people could go to see it. And I think, in a way, that actually works. I like it without all the gore. There's a little bit of blood, nothing too bad. I think the worst thing that happens is the kid getting his ear pulled off. It's not even that graphic. I mean, when the kid covers his ear, you don't even see any blood. There's a little bit on the part of the ear that Megan is holding, but it's barely any. Let's see. The only other real bloody scene, if you want to call it that, is when Megan kills the owner of the dog that she killed earlier. Excuse me. Heartburn. But anyway, the blood basically is from... Well, Megan's killing the lady. I won't go into detail because I don't want to spoil it too much for you. But what M3gan is doing to her causes her to bleed profusely. But all you do is see her blood, going across the floor and going into what looked like a drain or something. I couldn't tell. The scene was filmed a little bit too dark, and I didn't have my glasses. Um, let's see. There's no blood when the dog is killed because, like I said, M3gan kills the dog off screen. Let's see what else. I know I'm all over the place here because, like I said, I don't script these. So what you see is what you get. Characters. Let's see. The characters mainly are pretty flat, to be honest. Um Katie's kind of annoying, to be honest, and she can be a real brat at times, especially when she's being denied access to M3gan. She becomes addicted to M3gan's company and friendship. Um, she actually ends up slapping an adult in the face. I won't say who, when, but she does do that. And she does apologize immediately, but still, she's being a little bit of a dick there. Pardon me. Anyway, Katie's character is kind of typical for a kid in any movie you'll see. Let's see, Aunt Katie. She's also pretty flat, but for a roboticist genius, she's not too smart because you know she doesn't put parameters on M3gan's actions. I mean, yeah, protect Katie at all costs, but don't kill anybody. Kate, what's her name? Gemma should have done that. She should have programmed M3gan rather. I knew this was going to happen. She should have programmed M3gan to use reasonable force to protect Katie, but not kill anybody. But she doesn't even do that. Okay, now that's not too smart. Let's see. What's his name? I can't remember the actor's name that plays David. David is Gemma's boss. He's the owner and the boss of the toy company that Gemma works for. He's kind of your typical jerk boss. That's pretty much it. Let's see. The male characters, I often look at how they portray male characters nowadays because most of the time it's atrocious. Most of the guys in movies today are effeminate. I call them wussy poopies, and I don't like no wussy poopies. They're always feckless, ineffectual. They're dumber than a bag of hammers. You have a little bit of that in M3gan, but it's not too bad. The only man in the movie that seems to have even a drop of testosterone is David, Gemma's boss. But he's overly aggressive. He's overly overbearing. Something that the feminists would call toxic masculinity. I hate that term. I don't like terms like that put on any demographic. Especially for immutable characteristics. It's ridiculous, and frankly, it's downright prejudice. That's like saying toxic blackness or toxic gayness. You wouldn't say those things about those demographics, and nor should you. So why would you say it about men or anybody else? Anyway, I don't want to get off on that. That's for another video. So anyhow, the characters are pretty flat, except for M3gan. Little M3gan is chock full of personality. She can be endearing. She can be very sweet. Very maternal, especially towards Katie. But Of course, as time goes on, she becomes very creepy and a little scary. I was never, scared or anything like that. I didn't find it all that unsettling, except for, again, like I said, the dance scene. That was a little unsettling for me anyway. Most people in the theater were either laughing, clapping, you know, or on their cell phones. But other than that, it's pretty standard. It reminded me more of the 2019 remake of Chucky. It's almost like scene for scene the same movie, basically. I walked out of that of the 2019 Chucky. I didn't like it. But be that as it may, yeah, if you're just wanting to have a good time, just go to the movies and forget politics and the state of the world right now. I'd say Megan's a pretty good bet. You know, I think it was a good movie. Some people disagree, but I don't know. I mean, it surpassed its box office goal. I think it was only $12 million to produce, and I think at this point it's well over what? I think it's about $40 million. I think at last count. I can't remember offhand. Boy, I'm really, I'm like having amnesia today. Next time I do a video like this, I will write things down because, yeah, this was not the best review anyone's ever done. But then again, M3gan is not the best movie anyone's ever done, so I guess tit for tat. So anyway, that's my rambling review of M3gan. Buy your tickets, go see it. See it more than once. I thought it's not a great movie, but it is a good movie. It's no E.T., Wizard of Oz, Lysistrata, whatever you got, but it is good. It's entertaining, and hey, if that's what you go to the movies for, then that's M3gan's the movie for you. So anyway, that's pretty much it from my end. Thank you for putting up with me, and if you're still with me by this time, thank you. I appreciate it. So I probably won't do too many more movie reviews. This one didn't do too well, but anyway, go see the movie. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. All right. Bye from my end. Take care. Be well. God bless.